What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 30 of my Total Warhammer 3 Drycha Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we have completed the takeover of Athelloren, and while we can't see it here, it's all in our hands now, and our three armies there are ready to swap their units and start moving out to other territories. In addition to that, Throt the Unclean decided to ambush the army, Akiran's army, that was right beside Tala's. Unfortunately, our own ambush failed, but Throt lost quite a few units in fighting Akiran and his throwaway army, and on top of that, I think all the units or most of the units at least, in Akiran's army survived, so I think we're looking pretty good. Now, we do still have to do this fight here, and this may still be somewhat dicey, mostly because there's a lot of single entity units, and we have to put in so many resources to bring down even a single Hell Pit Abomination. I think the key here is going to be to isolate and kill, and definitely not get bogged down killing the Abominations, but rather focus the War Mammoths and the Mutant Rat Ogres down, and to some degree probably Throt himself, and leave the Abominations to last. At least, I think that's the way to do it. We'll see if it works out. Just gotta be careful and protect our bears to make sure that they can dish out all that anti-large damage. And, well, let's hope that Tala can survive. Our Malevolent Dryads probably won't be too useful here, will they? Well, I suppose we'll see. Should be an interesting time. Here we go, cinematically, of course. Let's see if we can destroy Throt's army. Alrighty, here we go. We have so damn many Hell Pit Abominations to kill. Can we pull it off? I guess we'll have to see. Each one has 12,000 HP plus regeneration on top of that, and they cause terror too. Yeah, and of course they have too horrible to die as well. Man, that is so damn much HP to get through. And then I think Throt has remoldered as well, so he can use at least one fairly significant heal. Okie dokie. Well, now there was two ways that we could have probably approached this spell. Well, there's probably more than two ways, but two ways that I thought. First of all was what we're doing now, which is directly just charging towards the enemy in the hopes of trying to do some damage before the reinforcing unit arrives, as there is a caster, a Warlock Master, as well as another Hell Pit Abomination that's coming onto the field. The other way would have been essentially to wait for the enemy to come to us, but in a much wider, essentially, field, and then hope that the enemy army sort of splits apart so that we could isolate various parts of the enemy army. Maybe that would have been the better idea. I don't know. Can't really know without playing the battle twice, but, well, this is what we're getting now, so we're charging, and we're gonna see if this works. Here come all those Hell Pit Abominations, unfortunately not really separated, which is kind of the problem. When they don't separate like this, we obviously can't surround each one, and also that means that they're protecting each other and dishing out more splash damage. Alrighty, and here comes the Mammoth as well. We're obviously going to send in our Treekin to try to block them as best we can, as the Treekin can actually take a lot of punishment even from these things, because they're Treekin. The Dryads, probably not so much. The battle may be won or lost, however, on the flanks, wherein we will be sending our other units. Here we've got a Mammoth, and hopefully we can trap it between the bears and these Treekin and Dryads and whatnot. And then over on this side, we have a couple of units of Storm Vermin, which we're hoping to trap as well. Basically, isolate and kill anything that isn't a Hell Pit Abomination, ideally. Although it does look like we've caught at least one Hell Pit Abomination and surrounded over on this side, though it does have a buddy protecting it. We'll see if this works out. Quite curious. Alrighty, lovely that the Mammoth here is caught, and the Mammoths don't have nearly as much melee defense as the Abominations do. So hopefully they'll take considerably more damage. And there we go, we've forced the enemy unit of Storm Vermin to stand still while the spiders annoy them. Unfortunately, the spiders get hit by that caster as he moves on to the field. He does have access to that Warp Lightning, which is an amazing spell, especially against spiders who like to blob up quite a lot, so do have to be careful there. We've, however, moved another unit of Dryads out to stop these Storm Vermin, which means these two will be fighting each other, and then hopefully we can hit said Storm Vermin in the back later on with our doggos and whatever else. Alrighty, let's see. Balance of power is still very much in the enemy's favor. One of the Hell Pit Abominations has dropped to about half HP, which is okay, but we're starting to take a lot of damage on our, well, fragile units, i.e. our Dryads. Our Lord is also starting to take damage as well, and we've got to pop that regrowth to make sure that he doesn't die, though it looks like the enemy is about to lose one of its War Mammoths, though we are going to take some Warp Lightning for our trouble. Alrighty, and it is not yet trying to run away, but it is moving deeper into the formation of the bears, which is probably not so well for it. I wonder how many bears it would take to bring down a mammoth. Like for real. Polar bears, though. If it's even possible. And of course they'd have to be smarter than the average bear to work together. Alrighty, well it looks like this mammoth, unfortunately, for the enemy is out of the picture, so these guys have accomplished at least one thing, or at least one of the big enemy models is about to go down. Any second now. And the wolves are trying to help out as well. There we go. Finally, that thing topples over. Let's see, the balance of power is still definitely in the enemy's favor, as once again our poor Dryads are taking so much damage. Our spiders are as well. I also want to point out that this unit of Malevolent Dryads is beating these Storm Vermin in a one-on-one. Kind of neat to know that they can, considering it's a tier 1 versus a tier 3 unit, but I suppose it is Tala's army. This also means that in Drycha's army, that her Malevolent Dryads would absolutely obliterate a unit of Storm Vermin. Which is lovely as well. But yeah, since these guys are winning, we can help them out, but we don't even need to. There is another unit of Storm Vermin over here, which we have surrounded with the bears. We're going to move in more Dryads and wolves, and we'll hopefully take these guys out and then move on to the second unit. Of course, once again, another Warp Lightning is going to come down on us, although it is going to clip some of the rats as well. I did manage to move away from it just in time. I don't usually catch those, but luckily, I guess, I was looking at this particular location at the time the enemy managed to cast that spell. And there we go. It looks like those Storm Vermin are running away, and it also looks like one of the Hell Pit Abominations is finally almost about to go down. Damn, it's taking a lot of effort to bring these things down. Yeah, so it looks like while we do have anti-large in this army, it may not be sufficient to just have bears. It may be better to get a couple Treekin in this army just for situations like this, because I think if we use our Lord plus a pair of Treekin, or Tree Men rather, they probably would be able to bring down a Hell Pit Abomination if they concentrated on it quite a bit easier than the bears would, or at least I would think so. I suppose we could also test the theory by using Durthu against some of these single target entities. Alright, and here we go. Our Lord is smacking around another of those Hell Pit Abominations. And let's see, there's 4 left on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus Throt, plus the Mammoth, of course. Fortunately, all of those Storm Vermin are now out of the picture, and now it's just the big boys and the summons that we have to deal with, whether they be clan rats or the Skaven slaves that pop out of the bellies of the Hell Pit Abominations when they get brought down. I did try to tell our units to target this frickin' mutant rat ogre in the middle of the enemy formation, but it's been doing a really good job, and I gotta credit the AI, even if it's not on purpose, of staying right in the middle of all this where we can't really get at it. So yeah, good job AI, good job. Good accidental job. Alrighty, and another clash between Tree Man and Abomination, though it looks like the Abomination is at least going to get distracted by those Tree Kin, which are still holding on the field. There we go, a couple nice smacks from our Lord, though we do have to be careful about getting our Lord killed. He has reached his healing cap, so it is somewhat dangerous for him now. Oh, and it looks like the Mammoth has actually, the second Mammoth, has moved out of the press of enemies here, which is definitely going to be good for us. Everybody is going to try to capitalize on this. Bears are moving in, Dryads are moving in, and gotta force the other enemy units back while everybody else surrounds the Mammoth. And yeah, as we can see, the numbers of Dryads are basically none at this point. I mean, we still have those that were fighting the Storm Vermin, but this, look at this, the sliver of HP, slivers of HP here, and I think a couple more are trying to run away as we speak. And even one of the Treekin are trying to run away at the same time. Yeah, the Dryads definitely get a lot of damage here against those Abominations. Also, I did notice that the Wolves do seem to be quite good at bringing down these models, better than I expected. I was originally keeping them back to chase stuff down, but when I saw them, this Mammoth get attacked by all these Wolves, I noticed that just so many of them are able to attack it at the same time as compared to Treekin and Bears. That maybe it's, I'd actually love to compare, like, if there was like a target dummy or something, or I guess when the workshop or whatever comes out, or the lab thing comes out. I'd love to test the bears at killing a mammoth and the wolves at killing a mammoth, just to see who does it faster, because technically the bears are anti-large, but they don't attack nearly in as many numbers. And they probably do also a lot more armor piercing, but nonetheless. And the wolves did quite good, and they're going to continue hopefully doing good and chasing that mammoth down. There are more abominations to kill. It looks like we were able to bring the second one down, and now there are 3 remaining, though one of them is in very bad shape, and so is this mutant rat ogre. Looks like we'll finally be able to bring that thing down. And it looks like the abomination is first. The Lord and the Manticore managed to get the final hit to there. And that mutant rat ogre should follow suit, but it is still extremely close. We are also spamming Earthblood this entire time. I think without Earthblood on Tala, if he had been a different type of lord, and this might have actually been a loss, because we repeatedly used Earthblood throughout the battle. Down goes that rat ogre to heal everybody up. Now let's see, balance of power is looking like it's perfectly even here. There are 2 Kelpid abominations. One of them is at basically full HP, plus Throt, who hasn't actually reached his healing cap either. We do, however, have several units of Treekin that are still fighting. 3 of them, in fact. One of them is close to full health as well, plus all 3 units of Bears are still in the fight. We've been relatively careful to try to make sure that the Treekin and the Dryads take damage, and not the Bears, because clearly we need the Bears to dish it out. Alrighty, and now it's time to try to focus those abominations that are on the edges of the formation here. Our Lord is just moving around where he can start getting hits in without being worried about other abominations or Throt going after him. Definitely can't be losing him, but damn. Yeah, on the one hand, we did a little bit play into their hands by allowing the enemy to essentially stay this close to all their units and Death Star. Although on the other hand, I suppose us following suit in a Death Star allowed us to hit more units with Earthblood at the same time, though there was a cap of 4. Hard to say. I still think it would have been faster to just kill isolated units. But anyway, it looks like this is starting to work. The abomination is about to go down as well, and then there will be just Throt and 1 abomination remaining, plus the other lord. Ooh, there we go, and then there was one lord, one A-bomb, and then that warlock master, who's actually kind of impressive in the fact that he stayed alive in this pile of monstrous units this entire time. He's been here for a while after all, and granted, nobody's specifically trying to focus him, but damn. And there we go, there are those wolves moving in to attack the Abomination. We can see its HP dropping fairly quickly, and just by virtue of the amount of units that are attacking it. And this isn't even the full complement of wolves, because they're obviously hurt at this point, and they can't surround it fully. Plus, of course, it's being attacked by the bears. And yeah, once this unit is isolated, it just drops so much quicker. And there's that other Earthblood, and now our Lord's moving in to try to smack it around a little bit more. Damn, well this certainly took a while, and it looks like, judging by the movement of the Abomination, the enemy has decided that it can no longer win this, and has now chain routed. Ooh, there we go. And there we go. We still had Throt at half HP and the enemy lord, but our Treekin and our bears held. The Treekin pretty much always hold. I mean, no matter the casualties we take, the Treekin always pretty much manage to survive. They're just so tanky. Our lord came pretty close, down to about less than a third of his HP with his healing cap. If Throt had maybe focused him down a little bit more, maybe he could have pulled it off. I'm not sure. We did purposely keep blocking Throt and the Abominations from getting through via our Treekin, however, and as we moved around our Lord on the periphery of the battle, just going after more isolated units, it did seem to work. But anyway, let's speed it up. We gotta chase him down. Maybe we can kill Throt and whoever else. We certainly got that last Abomination, and looks like Throt's about to go down. And there we go, and then it's just that Warlock Master. Is that everybody? Is anybody able to escape this battle? I guess we're about to find out. And it looks like we're gonna get the Warlock Master as well. Alrighty, there we go. Very, very much a Pyrrhic victory. Go figure, tier 1 Dryads, not so great at fighting those Abominations, especially since they're extremely expensive. As I recall, they're like 700 gold upkeep or something, something ridiculous like that. Yeah, we'll need to think about some possible additions to this army in order to fight them, though, of course, once again, we don't have Dryads, or not Dryads, we don't have branch wraiths in here to help Tala out, and maybe a couple Treekin would be sufficient. I don't want this army essentially to echo Durthu's or to echo Drycha's army. This is Tala's army, and it has to be primarily made up of Dryads since he's our Dryad Lord. But anyway, Pyrrhic victory, I'm satisfied with that. It looks like Throt's army is out of the picture. He'll have to rebuild, and he's going to have to take some time to do it. Ooh, that certainly took some effort, a Pyrrhic victory, but a really nice fight. Yeah, I a little bit regret deploying up and forward rather than allowing the enemy to come to us. Maybe in that particular case, they would have been able to be drawn out a little bit more instead of blobbed up in the way that they were. That was the biggest issue for us there. I think if we had deployed a little bit wider in a little tiny groups, just stretched out across the map, and we could have isolated and killed more units faster. But oh well, at the end of the day, the enemy is still dead. We're mostly still alive, sans the Manticore, but it was one of the units, like the spiders here. Now we're going to get replaced eventually, so not a big deal. We probably do, however, want to heal up here, as we will be having to back off shortly. I don't know if there's a actual stack in Prague now. I was thinking that there was, but now that nobody's gone after us again, maybe there isn't. That said, even if there isn't, ooh, I do wonder if you're going to suffer attrition here now. So we're about to see. No, you're not suffering attrition, which is great. And let's see, someone receives Plague, Kislev. Oh, don't tell me it's the frickin'... Yeah, it's the Skaven Plague. It's the Skaven Plague. Wait. It's a redo of the Skaven Plague? Didn't you already have that plague? Ugh. Well, either way, it's annoying. Got a free Book of Ashur, a Charmed Shield, a Hawk Companion, and some stuff. Allied mission successful. And hey, we got Deep Cleaner for Tala, which is a great upgrade for him, especially as he is a Lure of Life guy. Someone receives Plague. Didn't you already say that? Why must you confuse me, game? And hey, there we go, the upkeep production for the Elven units, which is nice since we're getting a bunch of Elven units now. Now, Prague. Let's see about you, shall we? First of all, I think we'll use a Kieran to attack it. And we'd have to do this manually with Tala, which is kind of the problem. Tala, I do think you need a 4th bear unit, though. If nothing else, we need a little bit more anti-large. At least for now. Obviously, the spiders are going to get replaced, and we're going to get other stuff like this new Dryad in this army. Speaking of Dryad... Oh. Hello, Carl. You're very close to Griffinwood, aren't you? I actually thought that he would have been killed by our friends here, Vlad and Engelbert, but apparently not. I do wonder what'll happen if he tries to attack us here. We only have the 1 unit of Malevolent Treekin. Well, I suppose at the end of the day, he still can't reach this, so we'd be able to raise a new lord to defend it, should we need to do so. It's heroes I wanted to check. We got, ooh, a Murder of Spites on a Beast Dryad. What kind of Dryad are you again? You are also beasts, and you have the Cluster of Radiance. You know, I really kind of prefer the Murder of Spites, especially in a Kieran's army, since it's not going to have a lot of tree men that will provide Murder of Spites. So perhaps that would be the better way to go. Alright, let's get another Murder of Spites in here then. Murder of Spites and your Dare Talk, another Dare Talk. We'll move Toltiran up here for now, but we'll probably move the other one up there as well. Now, a Kieran. Raise. Oh, you have a Manticore that you could trade if you wanted to. Oh, you can't raise anything else. That's fine. And go to Prague. Oh, you can't reach Prague. Oh, we're gonna have to do this manually, aren't we? I also want to point out that Engine Bolt is nearby and might be able to reach us. And so is Azazel. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to back off, but maybe after raising this. Oh, let's see what we're working with here. Alright, so there is a stack. And it's a small one, but it does exist. But with both armies, we should be able to take it. How much is it worth for raising this? It's only... wait. 3k for sack value, so it'll probably be worth like 10k or something along those lines. Nothing crazy. But we can certainly fight this if we have the desire and then back off. Although I'm kind of worried about backing off through Kislev, wherein we might get more damaged. Also, the concern is that if you were to raise this, you're still kind of in a vulnerable position. Do we risk that? Kind of hard to say whether Engine Bolt can actually reach us when he's not in March stance. And he might be able to. But this is still a fairly decent opportunity. I'm willing to play some risks with Tala. If he dies, well, then we'll just get another Tala to replace him. Also, tech. We got a new tech to get, and that is going to be... let's see. Mathlan is somewhat useful. We could go Wisdom of the Eagle Lords to get upgrades for the Eagles, which we're doing now. But the problem with this is it might activate the vision of Big Bird, i.e. Kairos, and I really want to avoid that as long as possible. Anathrama's pretty good. Missile strength plus 10% and cooldown for Lure of Beasts for everybody. Yeah, that's probably the best one that we got here right now. And this is going to take too long, 10 turns, and... yeah, I think Anathrama is the way to go now. And we will get Wisdom of the Eagle Lords eventually. We should probably also get Loic the Trickster. But neither one is super priority right now. Anyway, Drycha, you still have places to be, so let's go March stance. And we're moving you down to the Haunted Forest via the... via the sea. Just in case. There is a plague at Dread Rock still, after all, and we don't want that. Sea Dragon's Teeth will upgrade you. And let's see, Akka the Wanderer, you. Oh, you have a choice to make. Do you go for Dusty? Or do you take out Pillars of Grugny? If you leave Mount Squighorn, it'll die. I mean, I guess we could go here and then go back. It's not like we really care about Mount Squighorn. Nah, fine. Alrighty, so what we'll do is we'll put you into ambush stance. Like right here, and just outside the high place. Yeah, it'll probably be a turn of attrition, but maybe it'll be fine. What I'm hoping will happen is rather than going for World's Edge Archways, he'll jump over to go to high place instead, i.e. player bias, which will screw him over and get him killed. We'll see if that works out, though. Alrighty, now, Durthu, yes, finally. And you get to swap some units around. Okay, first of all, the question is who's going where? Colas, you are basically good. You're only missing one unit, and that is your Waystalker, who is going to join up here. Right? You're gonna have two Waystalkers, and then the one Glade Captain. Yeah, I think this is, and this is about it. Alrighty, now. Oh, you could jump over. You don't really need the heal, so you could grab Quenelle and then go for a massive Orcal. Yeah, that works for me. Well, let's send you here to deal with orcs, whereas Daemonhunters, with his air force, will probably go after the Empire, and Durthu will go north to deal with the Barrow Legion. At least that's the way I see it right now. We can also send Colas to deal with Grom, though Durthu could also deal with Grom if he wants to. Now, we want to be able to jump... Actually, not Durthu here. We want to be able to jump Daemonhunters, but Daemonhunters also needs to take some eagles from this army, so we can't quite do that yet. Alrighty, so we'll put Durthu then in March stance, and we'll put Daemonhunters here. Something like this. Ooh, wait, maybe, but if Daemonhunters wants to jump over to Carrick North... No, but then he needs to go over here. Fine, damn it. A little bit annoying, but what can you do? Alrighty, let's just... This is kind of the midway point since they need to go to different places anyway. Let's put you into the Waterfall Palace then. And then Daemonhunters, you are going to lose all of these Malevolent Trees and all this stuff. We also need to send you the Spellsinger, but everything else is fine. We're also going to delete all these Dryads, but let's just delete a few of them now, just in case we have extra units remaining. Durthu, you can go to Waterfall Palace, like so. And trade them there. Alright, then take all of these and all of these, and then give up all of these and this. And then what are you missing, Durthu? Let's see. Also, Malevolent Treemen costing 4. That is so ridiculous. We could just have an entire army of Malevolent Treemen if we wanted to. Do we want to do that? Is it obnoxious? It feels obnoxious. It feels like almost that we have maybe too many Malevolent Treekin here. I'm kind of tempted... Ah, we can't recruit. Huh, I wonder if you could go to Waterfall Palace right now. Oh, wait. Okay, so two things. First of all, okay, no Mortis engines yet, but do we have access to war compasses? We do, but we don't have the, Yeah, okay. We'll get war compasses for Durthu later. Probably could have kept one Dryad, but whatever, it's fine. We can get him another Malevolent Dryad later to replace one of his other Dryads. Well, he doesn't need these guys. Alrighty, Daemonhunters, then you can still move a little bit, so a little bit you shall move, but you don't need the Dryads anymore, as they will not be in your army. It's all Air Force. Do you actually need to recruit anything here? I don't think you can, and let's see. Presuming that we get an... Oh, damn, I should have checked whether there was another... of course, there's a Manticore here. Can you reach this place? This is Val's Anvil. Yes, you can. Okay, so do this. Go to Val's Anvil right now. Durthu in here. Then you are going to get to your third Manticore, and then we'll have 3 Eagles. Maybe we'll go 4 and 4, but we can replace them with Bats for now. Speaking of, this will be at... Wait, Isalal, you need to join this army as well. And other Isalal, you're going all the way around. Okay, it's gonna take a while for you to get there, but do it as well. Then we'll be at 13 out of 20, and then all 4 Eagles, or 3 Eagles, will put us at 16. Nah, that's fine, that's fine. Alrighty, I'm happy with these guys now, minus the fact that Durthu might want to recruit something. We can just do... Wait. His treemen are actually cheaper than his treekin? Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even realize that. Huh. Now it makes me think that we should get more treemen. Well, just have a treekin for now until you get a few other things in your army. I gonna replace 2 of these with a couple of war compasses and probably another Dryad, or branch wraith rather, but we need to be careful with how we distribute those. Anyway, Tala's good, Durthu's good, Colas is good, Daemonhunters good, Dulcith. You are headed to the Valley of Horns, so go. And... Oh, you're really gonna kill a bear for this? Can we raise a new bear? I'd really prefer to not waste our time here. No, you can't. Ah, frickin' hell. Okay, well, you can raise a new bear at another place. I really don't feel like there's a necessity in fighting this. Auto-resolve. And... well, Okay, well, considering what we have right now, it's probably not even worth the effort. Just eat it. Just eat it and heal up, screw it. If it was 10k maybe, but not like this. Hey, and we got Perfect Vigor and Campaign Movement Train. Lovely, that maxes out this province. And we're gonna go Waystone here. Not World Route Pathway, but Waystone, yes. Alright. And you can afterwards raise another bear to wherever you go. Hopefully you can find another bear. Next up, Deluric. You are gonna grab Flayed Rock. Colonize. We'll heal that up. And we'll continue getting extra growth in the Haunted Forest. And then you're going to head to Mount Thug, take that as well, and then delete yourself. Alrighty, also, how are these guys doing? -6 still, okay. I really would like to get our alliance going with them as fast as possible. Kieran, yes, we're going to move you in a second, buddy, don't you worry. Let's do some building, shall we? You're at 4, oh, nearly there. Talzin, you King's Glade. Let's see, we have Talrenic, we have the guard platform being built, we have the Roots of Gyran. Oh, right, we need to get the tribal stones. Well, we'll start with the tribal stones, and then we'll have room for 1 Talrenic and then 1 military building somewhere here. Yeah, that's fine. And after Talzin, what do we got? Jungles of Qian. You are still saving your points or your growth, so is the Haunted Forest. Dorgavan, new place. Vol's Anvil, we have the garrison here, but we don't have the Trapper's Den, which is giving us extra growth here, which we do need, so yeah. And then lastly, Avalorn. I think, considering our money's in a pretty good situation, it's time to start building it up. Even with the loss of income that'll come with it. Shame as that is. And ooh, we got 1 turn until the world routes are back up and running, so we could go somewhere. If Durthu wants... It really depends on how many armies we need here, because we could send Durthu to another place, assuming that the Forest of Gloom is... Akka can reach it by foot. We could send Durthu up here to Lorelorn Forest, for example. We could send him to the Witchwood. I'll have to think about that. The Missile Strength plus 10 isn't bad. Is there anything that's actually good that's left? Like, real good? Weapon Strength plus 10 is not bad as well, but, you know, Big Bird is nearby there, and that one I'm a little bit wary of. This Sacred Pool is one we don't really care about. Lorelorn Forest gives us trade goods, doesn't it? Yeah, a bunch of trade goods plus tariffs, and I don't really care about the Waystock or Recruit rank, but, nah. Maybe Lorelorn, but we'll see. And we won't see this turn, but we shall see soonish. Alrighty, well, I believe that's everybody. Let's do a quick little fight at Prague. This one, once again, I think... Well... maybe it won't be so quick. I'm just wondering, maybe it would be better to save this one for next episode. Because maybe this would be worthy of a cinematic battle. If we send Kieran in as well, we could send him up with a bunch of bats, and watch the bats fight on the walls. The bats will probably die, but we don't care about them. Might be a fun fight, if nothing else. Plus, there's probably some towers here, and this army is very badly hurt. Might make for a decent battle. Yeah, alright, fine. We'll save this one just in case for next time, because it might be a decent fight. In addition to that, it looks like we will be moving out all these guys, so stay tuned for some Orky battles next time as well, most likely, and possibly some undead battles as we head north as well. Plus, Drycha will be activating the ritual, I think, next turn. Yeah, let's say next turn, because she'll move here. And then the ritual will pop stuff up, hopefully out here somewhere where Drycha is already pretty much in range. I feel like they can go as far as Pig Barter because of the, because of this, so, yeah. But another ritual should be fun, because then Drycha will be facing off against some, nasty armies, or at least hopefully, if the jungles of Qian were anything to go by. Anyway, stay tuned for more trees, don't forget to leave a like and comment, all glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.